following views are those of the host and not those of Clear Channel Broadcasting licenses.
Have you gone to the doctor recently because of pain throughout your body for which there seems to be no relief? Have you gone to the doctor recently because of pain throughout your body for which there seems to be no relief? Introducing Dr. Anthony Pinozzo. The Dr. Pinozzo Sports and Medicine Hour will bring you a new technique to resolve painful issues throughout the body. Dr. Pinozzo has worked with over 65,000 patients over 40 years and has developed a revolutionary approach to pain treatment. His treatment allows fast and effective treatment of pain without narcotics, surgery, and physical therapy. There is no manipulation or alternative approaches. Weight bearing and the return of normal range of motion without pain is the best kept secret this man has to deliver. So, get ready to call in and ask all of your painful questions and get the answers you've been looking for. Now, here's today's edition of Dr. Pinozzo's Sports and Medicine Hour.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Freddie. Good morning, Linda. Good morning, Dr. Pinozzo.
Good morning.
It's been a while since you've been doing your live show. Those damn Dolphins, what are we going to do with them? But here we are today. I hope everyone tunes in on Saturday when Dr. Pinozzo has a show on every Saturday from 8 to 10. So, Doc, you have a good time to relax now that you haven't been on the air for a while?
We miss it, though.
Yeah, I know we do. You're there to help people. You know, something I for a lot of listeners that haven't had a chance to listen to you, I want to talk about things that to me are very important. One of the things is people are always complaining about lower back pain. That, I lifted something in the weight. Explain to me what lower back pain is so the audience really knows what it is.
Well, lower back is related to area. Does not relate to cause.
Okay.
So when you say I have a lower back pain, okay, so what? I mean, there are probably, let's see, there are 5 bones there, 5, you got 10, 15, 20, maybe 20 or more
right.
Structures that could hurt you.
Okay.
And so now when you talk about low back pain, what structure do you mean? We can tell you that. We know how to do that, and we can tell it to you. That's a secret of success. Mm-hmm. You can't be successful in any medicine at all. I mean, any doctor will tell you that. If you don't have a diagnosis which tells you what to do, mm-hmm. You can't be successful.
So all these people...
So we are successful.
Oh,
and virtually 100%. I say virtually because we do lose a couple.
Well, wait, hold on. When you say you lose a couple, it means they don't come back. We don't want to, everyone knows that.
No, that we couldn't help.
Right.
I didn't have the techniques. And that
Correct.
was, in fact, we're treating someone now who I didn't have the techniques to fix them. Mm-hmm. We have them now, by the way.
Okay, good.
Was operated, and scar tissue was huge. And the man couldn't walk, so he came back. Travels an hour each way just to see me. And we do our treatment. And you do what you can do. But we say at least 99% of the patients are doing well. If they're not doing well, I stand behind the work. In other words, if you say you're not doing well, you still have the same pain, which is impossible. Mm-hmm. But if you say you have a pain, I said, well, come on in, and we'll find it and fix it for you. It won't cost you anything. Once you pay for it, I mean, that's the cash payers. So that's a bargain between us.
Sure.
I mean, that's an agreement. In other words, an understanding that if you pay for the treatment, we're going to make sure that pain is not there. And we can do that. But if you don't show up and you only have a complaint, what does that tell you? I mean,
Well, it's very, very funny. I was sitting in your office one day. We were just talking about our kids and everything else. And someone had called you from a radio station, which I won't mention, and I won't mention the person, that had heard your commercial 4 months ago.
Yeah, 4 months.
So the thing I want to ask you, why do people wait? I mean, you're a doctor. You talk about what you do. Why they wait 4 months?
Well, it's a matter of I've had it now, and I've got to do something with this now. And what was that number again? And they remember it.
Right.
Or write it down somewhere. That's the way it goes. Some people don't come in because they think they have the very best, and that's all that can be done. And that is not true. There is no very best physician, even in my field or any field. There is always somebody else there who has an insight, and that's what these are. The physicians have a diverse background
Right.
in subject matter that they study and experiences. Some had professorships, some had other occupations that they did before they went to medical school. All those things influence the doctors. So, you know, if you don't, and you got to do a lot of study on your own, you know, whatever you have, and use some common sense too. I mean, if somebody doesn't have results, I mean, why go there?
No, I agree. I agree.
You call me, I have results, and I guarantee the work. You will lose that pain the same day that we treat you.
The pain they came in with.
The pain they come in with.
Right.
And if not, I'll have you sit there until enough time has elapsed, and we'll re-examine you again and do whatever else I can see to do. But you will have that pain gone that day.
Guaranteed.
So, you know, when people call, if somebody calls up and says they still have all that pain, I'll say that's impossible. You didn't have it when you left. How can you get, what happened? Did you fall down the steps again? What happened? I mean, really, we know our stuff, and we have a chuckle or two about it, but it is serious business, and we do it right, I think.
Well,
But in order to do it, Les, you have to go through a process.
explain that.
The process, usually in most places, chiropractors, orthopedic surgeons, internists, general practitioners, they send for an MRI. And if the MRI says anything, they say, oh, look at your MRI. That is not accurate.
Tell me why.
And people are going to say, oh, well, what's he talking about? I'm talking it's not accurate because they're reading whatever they read on there. But how do you know where the pain is from? Unless you know the pain pattern, you know how to examine people. You have to be examined. The X-ray, it's a class of thing. X-rays are not diagnostic, and MRI is not diagnostic, period. And I have yet to have anybody call up and challenge me.
No, I know that.
They can't challenge because they don't go through the process, which is to take a history, take an examination, find out where the pain is, on which motions, pain patterns, do a special film that we do, and tell you where your pain is, not only where, but why.
And you show it to them.
And show it to them. And then guarantee them, if we do this and this and this, you're going to be pain-free. And if they say no, they were shopping. If they say yes, we go ahead and do it.
And you accept insurance also.
And we accept insurance. I mean, you know, what are you going to do? You have to help people out. Yeah.
And I think the most amazing thing is, you know, I don't understand, like I spoke to you today on the way up here, why people wait so long to feel good.
Well, because, well, you know, life has its problems.
Right.
And they have to take off work sometime. And,
Well, they do.
you know,
They do with every doctor. They have to take
and
off.
they have to watch the grandkids. You know, I mean, there's all kinds of. You'd be amazed how many things people do. I mean,
Well, now,
I'd have trouble in my own life because I'm busy all the time.
yeah. Well, we know that.
So what happens is you have to make time. That's what you have to do.
Well, if you're in pain, I think the first thing people do is they say that I know. Oh, do you know a good orthopedic surgeon because they have back pain, and that's what everyone does.
Orthopedic surgeons should not be seeing back pain.
Right.
Because they don't have the program that I just described, which is the process of getting a diagnosis. All they do is send you for an MRI. If the MRI says you have whatever they talk about, bulge this, bulge that. I mean, bulge doesn't mean anything.
Okay.
The disc ligaments are made to bulge.
Okay.
That's why you can do what you do. You can do this because the ligaments are going this and this and this and this and this.
Oh, right.
And
okay. That's logical.
That makes it possible. Yeah. I mean, if you have somebody, well, how is it possible that I have a backache? And they'll say, well, it's arthritis. Well, you know, just get up and leave. I mean, that is not true.
Okay.
Arthritis is a term that should not be used. All it means is a pain. Doesn't say where or why.
Can it be cured, arthritis?
Unless you know that. What?
Can it be cured?
What?
Arthritis.
What is it?
You're right.
I just said, what is it? It is nothing.
So it's hard to cure? Yeah.
It is not diagnostic at all. It doesn't tell you where that pain is or why pain. So the ignorance of people to accept that is the fact that they don't know what's in the anatomy. So go online, ask for lumbar spine, and see what it says. A lot of those are ads, though. They're ads for different things and different companies, different entities that'll treat your backache. So you want to go to the library and get an anatomy book and read it. And you'll see there's 5 bones, 5 joints on each side. The nerves are hardly ever involved. They're too small. I don't know if you realize this, but these nerves are so small that you can't even see them externally, and you can't feel them. You have to have special equipment that stimulates the nerve so you can go closer and closer to it because you don't know where they are. They're so small.
I mean, that's amazing.
It is amazing. And when we talk about sciatica, well, that term should never be used because it just means pain in the leg. That's all.
I guess fancy words make doctors sound like they could charge. I don't want to say anything bad about any doctors that they could charge a price because they say, well,
did I ever tell you the story about the doctor I got the records, and they had 10, 11, 12 diagnoses. None of them were diagnostic. They were descriptive, like cephalgia. Okay, what does that mean? It means headache. You know? Lumbago. Well, what does that mean? Nothing. It doesn't mean anything.
That was always a joke. I have lumbago, and the guy, no one knows what it said. That was a big comedy routine.
I mean, so this program is for information. So go to the library, learn a lot, and make sure the course you choose is better and better for you, not worse and worse. Don't go to somewhere who's going to give you pills or send you to therapy. Don't do that.
No.
I mean, that's lowering your care. The drugs don't help you, so that's lowering your care. Therapy is not going to help you. They don't know what to do. Chiropractic, same thing. They don't know what to do. So you're lowering your care that way. You want to go to a super specialist like me.
Super special. I like that. Well, you know, I guess everyone, you know, when I first met you, I saw what you did, but then when I've seen things that to me were so unbelievable, when you can see people, I had a friend of a friend, don't want to mention their names, who had gone to every single doctor you could think of to get his problem with his back. I finally convinced him to see you. And you want to talk about someone skeptical. I mean, his profession is the skeptical to begin with.
Yeah, he's a lawyer.
That's right. And he said he could never bring that golf club all the way back. He was always in pain. And he came to see you, skeptical, I guess, like everybody else. And then he got up and he was saying to the guy next to me, he said, I don't know what this is, but I can actually move my back. And he was moving his back. He was hitting the ball club. He said the only thing he's upset about you is they had to lower his handicap a little more because now he's hitting the ball. And I saw it, I mean, with my own eyes, and it was a guy that must have spent a fortune to all different doctors. Like he went for the MRI, he went in for this test, that test, narcotics. He said the narcotics, the pain was gone, but then it came back the next day.
Well, narcotics only treats the brain. It doesn't treat the cause of the pain, and this is the problem with it. I would prescribe it myself if it treated the cause of the pain, but it doesn't. It treats your brain, so we don't do that. You can't get anything from me.
No,
I know. No matter what you do, you can.
There's signs all over the office.
Go on your knees. You'll still not get it. I'm telling you right now. Why? Because it's not good medicine. That's why. Not that I'm mean or anything. I'm probably mean. I'm probably not mean.
I mean, if someone
but it has to be good medicine.
Yeah.
You know, I have training and I have an oath and I have ethics. And if it's not good for you, you're not getting it.
Well, if anyone wants to talk to the doctor directly, you can call by the hotline today. It's 877-927-6969. Or at the end of the show, probably Monday would be a good time to call the doctor at his office if you can't get through.
Call now. We want questions.
Yeah, we want questions. If you're having a problem or your doctor said you need to go for back surgery or leg surgery, call Dr. Pinoza right now. We'll take your question. You don't even have to give us your name. 877-927.
In fact, we've treated a lot of people in
6969.
69. I'm sorry. I couldn't break my thought.
No, that's not. Go ahead.
We had a lot of people that we treated, and I said, why don't you call the show and tell everybody listening, if there's anybody, that what we're talking about really works.
Yeah.
And everybody's so bashful they don't do it. I have no idea. I said, don't give your name, just
No,
talk.
just make a
You're just talking to friends. That's the way you
Yeah.
should look at it.
Right.
This is the way I approach it. I'm talking to friends out there.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to inform them of something that may not get. And the next thing you have to understand is that people who have never been here, who never talked to me, will have an opinion.
Oh, it's always like
And
that.
so a fellow walked in my office the other day. We were treating. He says, "Oh, my friend said that you're."
We got someone that
I
wants to
don't
talk to you, Doc. Here we go. Kerry. How you doing, Kerry? Hi, Kerry. Kerry?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Hi. You're here with Dr. Pinozzo. Is there something you wanted to
Hi.
ask the doctor?
Hi.
Hi, doctor. Just a question. I don't know if it pertains to your subject matter today, but I was sick for many, many years, and finally I discovered that I had parasites, tapeworm and pinworm. And after studying these things, researching them, I come to the conclusion that I think most diseases are caused by parasites. Do you think so, or
No.
no?
Parasites
it seems like
cause.
the doctors don't even know how to treat them. They
Well,
look
it's
at you
because.
like you're crazy.
Well, it's because they're rare. That's all.
When I go to the doctors to try to tell them about these things, I collected them in a bag to show the doctor that
my
I
goodness.
really, really have
Well,
parasites. and
no, these are Terry.
they
These
didn't
are.
even know how to give me the medication. The
Yeah,
medication is
well,
over
yeah.
$100 a pill,
Well, you have to go to.
regardless if you have insurance.
You
or
have.
not.
You have to go to.
Kerry, the doctor would like to answer your question.
Yes.
You have to go to someone who specializes in parasitology. So you have to look around. Big universities have those people, but what you're talking about is really rare. We just don't see that kind of stuff.
That's
Especially
what
in
the
this
doctors
country.
say.
Now,
They
in
say
this
it's
country,
rare.
we don't see it. The reason is it's been eradicated. Hygiene is very good here. When you bring people in like they're coming in from Central America, you're bringing disease with you. So,
Right.
so I'd look around. You'll find somebody to take care of it. Okay, thanks for
Thanks,
the
Kerry,
call.
for the call. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
God bless. Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
I didn't know parasites cause everything like that.
Well, she's been led to believe that. I have a story for you. We went to the Meisner tasting on Wednesday night. You ever been to that?
Where?
Meisner Park.
Meisner Park. They have the tasting. You go around to the different places.
It's in Boca where they have like an amphitheater type thing, and they always have
Oh, it's
things
wine,
going there.
it's wine tasting?
Wine
There's
tasting,
wine,
food tasting.
also.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm on the line and we have our shirts on, and people are asking me. At first they thought we were with the band because the band was called Amp. I said no, we were with the production.
You always use that. I'm with the band, right?
But then there was a gentleman on the line, and I'm hoping that he calls today. He sent me an email. And he needs knee surgery. They want to replace his knee. And he doesn't want to do the surgery. And I told him about the show. I gave him the website. He went on there. And hopefully he'll call in 877-927-6969. But he was led to believe that the only solution, because he's tried everything for the pain, is to replace the knee. So it's a combination of.
Well, that's absolutely not
Freddie,
true.
you got to get near a mic.
I am near a mic.
He's right near the mic. We're all near the mic, buddy.
Don't swallow that mic. Actually, I don't know if you could see this. Are we going to be streamed?
Yes.
All right, Pinozzo.tv, you'll see this. Anyway, you see all the yellow here? That's where the pain is on the knee.
Hold it up.
Hooked up.
There you go.
I colored that myself, so that's an original.
He held up a diagram with a yellow knee.
And he coded in the lines. You did very good. Your grandchildren
I-
taught you how to color. Very nice.
Yeah, I was right
And what
on
does that yellow knee mean?
It's ligaments.
Ligaments.
The ligaments surround the knee, which holds the bones together. That's where all the pain is. There is no pain inside the knee. Replacing the knee is really, I think it's dumb.
They say that
I mean-
75% of people that went in for knee surgery did not need it.
It's more than that. It's probably 100%. Now,
So
you
when
can
they-
treat a bow-legged person. You ever see a
Right.
bow-legged
Yes.
person?
Yeah.
That's all ligament. You can stretch out that ligament that's on the short side, and the knee straightens up. We do this every day of the week. Where the knee goes out to the side. Valgus knee, it's called. We can treat that. That's scar tissue there. You don't have to replace the knee for that. bone on bone doesn't have any meaning because the cartilage compresses if you have scar tissue in the back of the knee. And so it'll be in the back, usually in the middle, and on the medial part, the inside part. Now that can be treated and stretched out. So the cartilage then gets wider and wider. So I don't see anybody being having the knee operated at all. If you know anything about the anatomy of the knee and how it works, there's no surgery for that. Just treat it. I mean, it might treat. You might have a knee treated for 5-6 weeks, but hey, after you get a knee treatment, you're still having 6 months of therapy after that. The whole thing is just nonsense.
Well, you remember. Go ahead.
Nonsense, absolute nonsense.
What about high ankle sprains? When you have a high ankle, I mean, I don't know the difference between a high ankle and low ankle.
There is no answer. The ankle's an ankle. I don't know.
Right, but a high ankle sprain, is that ligament damage as well?
It's all ligament, yeah. Pain is all ligament in nature.
So if an athlete has a high ankle sprain,
Yeah.
like the Jets cornerback, and he's out for 5 weeks now.
Well, it's ridiculous. He should be out 2 days because you can find that sprain and treat it with a steroid, and it goes to normal in a day or two. That's it. And you don't need anything.
So
No boots, no nothing, no off time.
They
Just
put him in a
get right
boot.
on there.
They put him in a
I
boot.
know.
Yeah, they always put him in the boot.
And then they couldn't treat him for 4 days because they said it was so swollen that they couldn't see. I don't know what they're looking for, but they couldn't see.
If you come in my office with that, we'd examine it carefully, find out where the sprain is. Put a little Decadron in there, and it goes away just like that.
Now, why wouldn't the NFL do that, Doc?
We don't know that.
NFL, I have no idea.
I mean, this kid played horribly last week.
They're
He's limping.
they're treating people like they did 30 years ago. There's no improvement there.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And you say, well, why do they do that? All this
Yeah.
money is available. I mean, it's just craziness. I mean, it's
They got
just-
more money than anything, and this
Yeah,
is
they
happening.
sign a contract with an orthopedic surgeon who does not treat these things. Okay, he does surgery. That's his background. They don't do my kind of work. They do surgery. All right, so now they're waiting for the thing to be operable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Off season, they get that operated. That ruins their career. Finish.
Yeah.
Who does the treatment then? The trainers. What is their qualifications? None. They have none to do that. None. So they might call in an expert once or two of their choosing. Give the players a chance to go where they want to go.
We're going to RG3. This is his third. It'll be his third operation. He's going to probably not return
No,
to
he's
Washington.
done. He's done.
Yeah.
He's never going to be the same.
Never.
They don't come back because an athlete needs flexibility everywhere. They only have their body. That's what gives them
That's their money.
privilege
Yeah.
over somebody like me. I don't have a body for it. They do. And especially golfers. I mean, why are the golfers 19 years old who win everything?
Flexibility.
Flexibility. Yeah. You're so terrific.
I not only listen to your show, I write down everything you say.
Well, then a star like, what's her name? The sister, Serena,
Serena.
who at, what is she, 31?
I think 31. Serena. Yeah.
I mean, it's an amazement that she's still winning. She just won the U.S. Open,
Yeah.
right?
She has an exceptional body.
Yeah.
And
she works hard on that body.
And she works hard on it. And so that's
That's the difference.
the difference. Now, how many 31-year-olds could do it, though?
Not many.
No,
That's
no.
why in football, your career is over at 32, 33.
If you're
well,
lucky.
not necessarily. I mean, we've got a couple of Dolphin players who were simple to treat. We treated them in 1 day, for crying out loud. They lost their careers over low back pain, and we treated them in 1 day. This is true stories, gang. We're not.
Well,
making
I mean,
anything up.
I can mention his name because he called up to thank you. Troy Stratford called up to thank you.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Troy did. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see an active player come in at the end of his career, and you give him another 2 years.
2 years. You know what that means to them? Maybe 20 million in the pocket.
I mean,
20
that's
million
more.
bucks. So you say, well, why don't those people come in? What we use for treatment is not detectable because it's not in that class that they're looking for. You can find it, but and it's short acting too. So nothing's hanging in there, and there's no narcotics, no drugs of any kind. Just an anti-inflammatory where the problem is. Remember, all pain is inflammation in origin. First, an injury causes inflammation, which causes the pain, which causes restriction of motion. It just goes just like that. So you go after the inflammation, knock that down, the motion comes back, and you're on the field again.
It makes it sound too easy, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think
No,
Freddie,
it's not easy.
No, I understand what you do
yes,
isn't easy.
I'm going to explain what's not easy. The
Good.
diagnosis, where you go to treat, that's what's not easy.
Right.
And that's what they don't have in these big teams. They don't have it.
And this is not what is offered by doctors either, because you don't see doctors saying, "Oh, come here, Mr. Sprain, Mr. Bone on Bone. I'll take this out. No problem." You don't hear that. You hear, "It's too swollen to take an X-ray or an
Yeah,
MRI."
it's kind of dumb. I mean, if they know what they're talking about, they can do that easily. But what we're offering is a highly refined specialty that, and there's no pain that can't be treated. You have to know the anatomy.
Mm-hmm.
You have to know the physiology. You have to know cause and effect. There's a few things you have to know, which, I mean, what's a trainer going to be trained in this? No, there can't be.
you're a specialist in anatomy.
Right, yeah.
Now, if you don't treat an inflammation, can that lead to more inflammation?
Scar tissue after that, which means you're restricted in your motion, which causes pain.
But will that cause other things to inflame?
Yeah, sure.
Like my gait, you told me one was higher than the
Your
other.
gait changes, your demeanor changes, your personality changes, so that you're not sure of yourself.
So the longer they wait to get treated, Doc, the more chance they increase
Yes.
that something else is going to go bad.
Absolutely, yeah.
Of course, they favor something else.
Yeah,
And
they're limping.
And the other aspect is they should be seen right away, not 3 months later.
Well, let's look. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but you say something that makes me think of somebody that was going to get 2 knee surgeries. He did one. He came in. I told him, please come in, just see the doctor. He gave him 2 shots. He didn't have to go. He's back running again. He said the only thing that bothers him is the one where he had the knee surgery.
Right. Well, I don't remember that there's a big scar
Yeah.
there, and there's a lot of pain there. But where's the pain? It's not in the titanium that they put in there.
I mean, that's what I'm
It's
trying.
scar tissue. It's scar tissue, and it's all treatable. You just have to know how to do it.
You know, you're like the guy that said, you know what, I have this great idea. We're going to invent TV so people could see everything. And said, nah, it's never going to work. It's never going to work. or could you imagine Ted Turner trying to tell everyone, I have a great idea. I'm going to have a news station 24 hours of the day. Well, you're like the Ted Turner. You have something that works. That has proven history.
Coca-Cola in a can.
Yeah.
My father had stock. He gave it back. His brother says that it's never going to work.
But you see, the thing is, you know
Yeah.
right away if it works or not. I mean,
That's
you don't
the
have
beauty
to
of it.
wait. There's no 3 months of therapy. We don't have therapists. We don't have anybody. It's me and the patient. And that, I think, over time, I've discovered is the best way to go. In fact, we never had therapists. Even when we had people who did treatments, I trained them myself. So they did my kind of treatment, not the therapy kind of treatment. Very highly specialized. I offered, we're talking about knees.
Mhm.
And I offered therapists, I said, let me train you on how to approach a knee so you know what to do for it. Instead of making them worse, you'll improve them, and your business will go up.
And what happened?
No takers.
No
Why?
takers.
Yeah.
None.
Wow. That reminds me of people that have called in here and
See,
said
they're
something to go.
so sure that what they know is true
Right.
that they don't even listen
That's
to anything.
bad.
And this is most of the physical therapists. I have no use for those people because they think they know everything.
And these people are treating people.
Yeah, every day.
People that have called into the show
Yeah,
last
instead of coming in,
and said
right?
they come in, they don't come in.
I don't
You're
know
just
why.
making it worse. I just don't understand that
Every
mentality.
therapist I ever worked with always told the patient to go to an orthopedic surgeon
Exactly, right?
without talking to me.
Maybe we should
They
change the name.
they subvert you.
Yeah.
And they make it easy for themselves because an orthopedic surgeon doesn't give them any orders. He just sends them over there, and you do whatever you want to them. And if they get worse, we cut them open. Hey, otherwise, people got to wise up. You know, you got to wise up. You know how much money the Medicare would save if they tighten up these things? I mean, it's virtually billions and billions of dollars. Knee surgery would be gone, or hip surgery would be gone. Shoulders should never be replaced, absolutely. And, you know, how much do you save on that? A lot. And every
yeah.
orthopedic surgeon is going to have their knife out for me, but Hey, argue on the merits. Don't argue on anything.
No, we're going to put a mustache on. We're going to change it when he's on. When you do your editing, to put him.
He's going to have to wear a disguise.
Have a disguise. Well, you know what? There's a very well-known lady. She was on. I don't know if she explained what she had, Leah, when she came in with a problem in her ankle. Now, she was going to go to a podiatrist, and I guess the podiatrist was going to give her a shot or something, and you found out it wasn't the ankle.
It wasn't the ankle at
No.
all. See, it goes back to what we talked about. Diagnosis is
Right.
important. If you don't have the proper diagnosis, you can't get treated properly. You got to remember, people, remember that. Now, a lot of times people call up and say, could I just have a consultation with you to tell me what's wrong with me? I said, no, we don't just do that. How do you know that what I'm telling you is true unless I can relieve that pain right then and there?
Right. You got to see what the cause is.
See, that makes sense to me. You hit a history of the diagnosis, history of clinical exam, diagnosis, and treatment right then and there.
Well, that's the way it should be.
That's the best way to go, right? Don't
how
waste your
could you-
time. You're going to take off from work or something,
for consultation.
Not just to hear me talk, but to actually take the pain away. If that's what you want, that's what we do. But just to sit and talk about something is really not productive.
So if someone comes in with leg pain, it might not even be the leg. It might be something that's from the
Might be
lower
the
back
hip.
or the hip.
It's all referred. You have to understand the pain pattern. Listen, people, it took me years to get this. I mean, don't think that just
You woke
just
up and
comes
Happened
automatic.
overnight. Overnight success, Doc.
Gee, I woke up and I found this steroid thing. I'm going to give it to you. No, what I've seen him do over the years that I know that and you're a patient, and that he actually finds what the cause of that pain is.
Well, that's the unique thing about him.
Nobody
because
else does that. He finds the pain.
Exactly. And I've never met his son. I don't know if his son's as good as him, but the uniqueness is that he can find it.
He was supposed to call in today. I don't know.
He never calls.
He's another shy one.
He's in Arizona, and we talk every day about cases and so forth.
Yeah, you ought to call in, and Freddie can get the both of you guys on the air, and we can have a nice conversation with everybody.
But we want to talk about this migraine business.
Yes. We're going to take a
Migraine.
fast break, and we're
This
going to
is-
talk about
okay.
migraines. We will be back in about a minute. So everybody wait. We're going to solve the migraine problem today. Thank you.
Have you ever had a business idea that you thought would be a great solution to tough challenges in today's world but have no idea of how to get started? You don't want to waste investment money on ideas that just don't work. Introducing Health and Wealth Seminars, a sophisticated advertising agency with over 40 years in the ad business. What makes Health and Wealth different from other agencies is that they fit your product into the public's need. They help put together the strategy of your business before you commit thousands of dollars just to find out that those ideas don't work. Health and Wealth Seminars carries advertising contracts, radio and television contracts, and even a production service contract that will cover all of your business needs. Call today, 954-303-9563, and let Health and Wealth Seminars carry your business to the next level. The number is 954-303-9563. And remember that what happens when you don't advertise is nothing. 954-303-9563 is the number you need to get your business started in the right direction. You're listening to Dr. Pinozzo's Sports and Medicine Hour with Dr. Anthony Pinozzo. If you have constant pain and want to talk about how to get rid of it without surgery or medication, or simply want a second opinion, call Dr. Pinozzo now at 1-877-927-6969 to get your pain issues resolved. And now, more of Dr. Pinozzo's Sports and Medicine Hour.
Hey, everybody, we're back, and now we're going to talk about something that's near and dear to everyone's heart. Dr. Pinozzo, migraines.
Migraines. Well, we know how to treat a migraine. We know where it's from and what structure is doing it. And if you don't take advantage of it, if people are home taking expensive drugs for migraine, don't. Make an appointment. Get in there. And if you have what we know to be migraine, now what that is a pain right here.
Right on the right
you
side.
see that?
Yep.
Right there.
Yeah, so I see it. Did Frank see it?
Side of your head.
Side of his head.
It's in the back, though.
Right.
Interesting. Last couple of days, we had patients in there with headache.
Quite a few.
Here,
Really?
treated for
By
migraine
the
right
temple.
here.
Right.
That is not migraine. That is TMJ
Oh, okay.
usually,
Okay.
and
side of the head.
or sinus. Here, sinus, TMJ,
Front of the head, side of the head,
migraine,
back of the head.
up the side
Neck.
is
What's up at the top of the head?
cervical spine. I don't know if anything's at the top of the head.
That's gets top of the
It's
head all the time.
Probably space.
I always hit the top of my head. You know, I'm glad you brought up something.
In your case, you probably hit something because he has no hair.
That's what it is. They got no top, got no lid.
What I always do before I come to see Dr. Pinozzo is I try to stump him. And he doesn't get mad because he can answer the questions. There's a new product on the market, Doc, called Cephalate for migraine headaches. And it goes on your head. Now, ever since I've seen what you've done, you don't give shots in the head.
Not in the front, no.
So here's what their disclaimers. For some people, they find it very painful. It's applied to the forehead, and you should not use it if you have pain. So I was saying that you would have pain if you have a migraine, wouldn't you? And it says if you have any kind of electronic devices in the head or cardiac problems or pacemakers, etc., it doesn't get rid of the migraine forever.
It doesn't get rid of it at all because they don't know where it's from.
Exactly.
Remember, we've been telling you, if you don't know where the thing is caused by, you can't treat it, and this is the case here. It's based on ignorance. I mean, if they say, oh, it's good for migraine, you go and buy it until you find out it doesn't work. And then you wasted,
it cost
you wasted your money.
$469.
Well,
$469.
they priced it enough so you think it's important.
What is it, a pill?
No, it's a device that goes over the front of your head and a little thing in here, and it sends out electric currents, and it's supposed to get rid of the migraine.
Oh, my
No, the
God,
best one I
can't
like the one you talked about with the thing in the back of the knee.
Oh,
I
yeah,
saw that on
back in the
TV.
day. Yeah.
That's a little
Who do we have?
thumbtack.
Oh, well, let's see. We got somebody. Who is this now?
And I got a tweet question when you finish
Okay,
that.
and
call.
this is Lee. Lee, we're going to take your call right now, Lee, and you are on. And you're on with Dr. Pinozzo. Hey, Lee.
Hello, Dr. Pinozzo.
Yeah.
I'm calling in regards to my daughter. My daughter works for the fishing game in Alaska. She has to ski and hike. She has been diagnosed with an ACL leg and meniscus, and they scheduled her for surgery. She's 42. Scheduled her for surgery November the first week, and I'm concerned.
Well, I don't think any knee should be operated, and why don't you come down here and get warmed up? And
Well, that's what I want to know. If I can get her to call you, I'm going to call her now. And if you're not on the air any longer, can she talk to you? She actually wanted to come and visit me before surgery, and I thought, well, why doesn't she come and see you?
yeah,
I
sure.
feel she has a mind of her own. She says she's an Alaska woman, so she would really need to talk to you. She wouldn't believe her old mom too much about things.
All right, if she comes down, she could bring a moose as payment for the
Moose.
consultation.
Moose. So why are there, Lee?
You know, things that she likes to do, yoga and blah, 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 you know, and can't hike and ski now.
Well,
So I'm calling on that. I can't believe you responded right away. I'm thrilled. 877-927-6969. I will call her.
No.
now.
Let me
Yeah,
give you.
that's correct. That's correct.
No,
But give her the
So
doctor's
if-
number.
Lee, I want to give you the doctor's direct line so you could talk to him, or your daughter could talk to him personally. It's 561
Okay, hang on. I'm writing it down. 561.
381
I'm sorry. I'm having.
381
Okay, I can hear you now. 561
381
381.
5800, and you'll be very surprised when he answers the phone and talks to you directly. When you call up Dr.
I want
Pinozzo,
him to talk to my daughter. So,
Yes.
But I said it's 4 hours earlier in Alaska, and as a rule, she doesn't answer right away. She calls me back or texts me later. So, what are the hours that she can call at the 561 number?
When do you want her to call
When
you.
do you want
Doc.
him to call you, Doctor?
Anytime.
He keeps his phone in his pocket when he goes to sleep, so if the phone rings, he'll call you. He will pick it up.
Okay. Her name is Elisa, Elisa. And she lives in Homer, Alaska. Thank you so very much.
Just kind of remind, well, I'll tell her myself, but kind of remind her that it's not just simple like surgery on your knee. There's a lot of treatment afterwards.
Surgery,
There's a lot of treatment.
And I've been sending her books and talking to her about exercises, blah, blah, blah. But,
well, she's never seen anything like this, and she's not going to read about it either.
No.
Yes, so I'm going to have her call you. But also, I will call you because I have rotator cuffs and other things going on with myself.
Well, you better get your little body in there. The rotator cuff's easy to fix. Easy.
And so I thank you. And are you? I'm in Delray. Where is your office?
Right across the street from the Walmart.
He's in Delray also.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I saw that Dr. Weiss when I was in a lot of pain one time.
Okay.
That's great. He's in that across the Walmart. Okay. So I will call you for an appointment, and I thank you, and I'm sure my daughter will call you. I will convince her.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for the call.
Alaska. I thank you for responding.
Oh, you're welcome.
Nice day.
You too. Bye-bye.
There you have it. And Lee, tell your daughter she can see the show on Panozo.tv. It'll be taped.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, she can look at the show.
She can look at the show, and she can make up her own mind, give him a call, come on down. He'll take a Moose's pavement.
I just exposed the knee. I mean,
Yes.
I told you all these deformities that being operated for, and what causes them. I just gave you that real quick. I mean,
Well, the bottom line, you're giving good stuff out.
Well, you know, the thing.
Good information.
The thing is also, Fred, which I've actually seen people that these aren't even people that I know. 2 or 3 people I've sent in with knee problems. He fixed them. He helped you, and I think what people should do is, you know what? Before I would ever go under the knife for anything, I would go to someone and see if you could fix it. So I get a shot. If it works, it works. But I know it works.
The shots don't go in the knee, by the way.
Yes, right.
We don't interfere with the knee at all. The knee is usually normal, and they're being thrown away a normal knee. I mean, it happens every day. It makes you sick. I mean, it's just.
Oh yes.
But usually, when you have bone on bone, we know where the cause is, and we can relieve that right then and there. Not permanently. You have to understand that ligament has to stretch out to be absolutely normal. So we relieve it, and then over a period of days, it stretches out past that point and becomes symptomatic again, and we relieve it again. But it's a progressive thing. It over a period of time, it gets normal more and more. You lose the limp, you lose the swelling, you lose everything.
It's amazing.
It is absolutely.
It really is amazing. I mean, it's. I think that's the point. Why? I know your office. First of all, your office is flooded every day. I don't know where am I going to put them. You're going to have to work on Saturday and Sunday.
Where is his office? Give it the address.
Give your address where they can find you.
16244. You ought to write it down, Les.
I'll have it.
You might get lost one of these days.
I'll write it on my phone.
16244 South Military Trail.
Across from Publix. Walmart. I was just
Walmart,
thinking. I want to see if they're paying attention.
Yeah, and it's south of Linton, so it's the first red light south of Linton. We share a red light with Walmart. We're on the east side; they're on the west side.
That's right.
But it's not a big office; very small. I retired once. I didn't want to work that hard, so we're not doing this for patients here.
Well, we can't even talk to you.
This is for information for you. And that's the way I approach it. You have the right information, you're going to gravitate to my office anyway. I mean, so education is good for everybody, and that's what we're doing here.
I mean, I don't care what anyone says. To God, I've seen so many people have gone over for the knife with the back, the neck, the ankles, the foot, and they're all still in pain, and they still take drugs. I mean, why do that if you could find something that's going to help you?
Well, for instance, laser surgery.
Oh.
I mean, the more they do, the busier I get because they're failures, just like Tiger Woods.
Oh,
you can't do that. You have to know why you're operated. We go through a whole process for that, not an MRI. We never get an MRI. In fact, if you show an MRI to me, I'm going to say, put it away. We'll look at it later. But
that's if you're in a good mood.
Yeah.
He said, put it away.
The greatest hits.
I'm always in a good mood.
Yes, you are.
Except when I'm not.
Well, the bottom line is a lot of people will challenge you. You know, I got
Of
an
course.
MRI here that says I have bone on bone and yada, yada, yada. You must have heard that a million times.
Every day.
Well, how about we have another friend that had spent a lot of money at those guys. What are those called? Oh, chiropractors. And I told him to come see you, and you fixed his so-called what do you call that thing? Tennis elbow.
Yeah, tennis elbow.
And he plays every day. 2 people.
We got a great technique for tennis elbow. Oh, God, you can't believe it.
Well, you fixed him. He's playing tennis every weekend now.
I mean, it's just every day.
What could you do for scoliosis? Did anyone ever think you could be cured of scoliosis?
Yes, scoliosis is curable. We cure it every day. In fact, these people I'm asking where are they? They should have been calling up to tell you how good they did. Have scoliosis.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to be putting that film on scoliosis on Penoso.tv this week.
We've got to get that word out because there is so much against the concept that I'm promoting. We're actually curing these things. I mean, you can actually see it. You can see the bones turn right in front of your eyes. I mean, and we don't move anybody around or change anything. There's no variables there. Here, we find a scoliosis. We find out what causes it. It's scar tissue. We treat that. You don't move for 2 to 3 minutes. We X-ray it, and you'll see the change right then and there.
We've seen it. It's amazing. Amazing.
It is the most amazing thing, and you know, people should be flooding in there. The 2 things that are fantastic is the migraine or any headache. We could treat any headache, and especially the migraine. That's very treatable.
It never comes
quick.
back.
And it does not come back. Neurologists don't know anything about this. Remember, they don't do treatments. They do diagnosis only.
Oh, that's right. You're right.
So they're prescribing drugs, and you say, "Why? Where is this headache from?" Well, it's just a headache. You know, here's a drug. Now people are paying like $100 or more, I think, per dose.
I think Botox now, which is I think it's going for like $250 to $400 a dose, and it's not even. Some of them are not even given by a doctor.
Well, Botox is not to be done because it's not muscular.
Yeah. And they go 3 times a year.
And they get sold as bill of goods, so they have this headache all the time.
So
and
where do they put the Botox?
Muscle.
But where do they put it? In the
muscle,
neck?
any muscle.
Yeah.
Because they was treating migraines for that.
Yeah.
Any muscle. Well, they're not treating migraine. They're treating muscles. And muscles do not cause migraine.
That could be
no,
dangerous.
they got to be ashamed of themselves doing this thing. I mean, seriously, I see no reason for doing it at all. Well, and I treat this stuff every day. This is how I make a living. I don't use Botox. I mean, they should use it for wrinkles, but not.
And
for,
sometimes they hit the wrong muscle, and it causes the eye not to open.
I'm not too sure they're doing that much anymore. Are you? I mean, I don't hear that anymore.
No, you know what I've heard a lot? People are talking about inflammation now. Different gizmos on how to treat inflammation.
Well, Botox now is only the only commercials I see for Botox is for migraines.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, you still do it? I haven't.
That's
seen
what I'm
it.
saying. Yeah, that's what I'm asking you. Where would you put it? In the ear.
And they say it doesn't cure; it just gets rid of the pain, but it doesn't cure what you do.
But that could be dangerous, putting Botox in your.
Well, it's a snake venom, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, snake venom, right? You didn't think I knew that, did you?
I know you know that, of course.
But you know, people will run to put Botox in their body for a migraine. This is the part I just don't get.
And the crazy part about it is it doesn't cure the migraine. I mean, I don't want it to come back.
It has nothing to do with migraine.
Yeah.
It's a dangerous step.
It's muscle.
Have you seen how they put, you know, the stuff when you get fix a flat? They put it in the back, in the glutes, to give you butt.
Oh,
have you seen that?
Yeah,
they arrested those people in Miami?
Yeah.
People ran to that, Doc. But they won't come to something that actually works. I don't get it.
By a real doctor.
Now, let's correct that. I mean, you're flooded with patients. That's not what I'm saying. Yeah. But if you have the problem, then come see you.
Well, you always make time for someone that has a problem.
We don't treat people a lot. The thing is, we knock the pain out.
And they're gone.
And they're gone. So a migraine, people with migraine ought to sit down and wait a minute. Just sit down and listen. Migraine, since we know where it's from, it's a one-shot deal. That headache leaves and does not come back. Mm-hmm. And you've seen that.
Oh, I've seen it 3 times.
Yeah.
We had a testimonial. You got a new commercial coming out with that.
You got to take a chance on that. Why spend all that time and effort suffering?
$30,000 has been spent.
Going to bed in a dark room and all that. That's all baloney.
Sunglasses. Changing his life,
I mean,
not going out anymore.
No,
I mean, it's just crazy. And it's only a small joint, that's all.
How about that 28-year-old that you treated?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You were there right there. When,
That blew me away.
He
Blew me away. His mother was in tears.
He got up from that table in 2 minutes. He said, "My headache's gone."
I haven't had. This is the first time.
And then he came back,
TMJ.
but not for headache.
TMJ.
It was an entirely different thing.
Yeah.
So it does work, and I guarantee you, that's my reputation online, people. I'm telling you.
I mean, how many?
I'm very careful with my reputation.
Well, I don't think I've ever heard a doctor in my life say, "I guarantee it."
No, they don't.
I mean, you can't. He's developed something that he can actually guarantee it's going to work. And if it doesn't, you come back.
Well, we went through a long period of study of the cervical spine, headache, and curvature, and what causes the neck not to function properly.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have an accident, auto accident, for instance, rear collision,
Right.
whatever your condition your neck was in at the time will probably be increased pain.
Mm-hmm.
So now you have to know how the thing functions, what makes it work, what makes it not work. If you go to a lawyer, they're going to recommend you go to a chiropractor. They're going to use up your $10,000 worth of treatment, and now you're on your own.
Right.
So what happens to you? Well, you got 3, 4, 5 years later, you have a lawsuit, and you try to get paid that way. But what about all the problem you're having? All that time.
$10,000 goes very fast when you're getting a rehab.
Well, we don't charge anywhere near that.
No, not even close.
Well, Linda went through that. She's still in pain. After she had the accident, $10,000 was nothing. Her medical bills were almost $30,000. So.
Well, the $10,000 goes rather quickly. They're using electrical stimulation on
I have the machine.
They're using this and that and the other. And they're never going to give you a diagnosis.
No.
The lawyers don't want it. They want that pain there so they can do a lawsuit after the PIP.
Well,
I mean, I don't get referrals from lawyers. Why?
So.
Because there's no money in it for them.
But this is what this whole game is about, Doc.
Yeah. And I've complained this to the legislature, and they just turn their nose up. Nothing we can do. The politics is so great with this and as a physician, I'm saying, why did they let this happen? There's too much of this going on, but they do.
And you'll accept any challenge, I know.
I'll accept anything. Yeah. In fact, I know my work so well that I can tell you if I can help you or not, real quick.
I mean, if you're accepting a moose for payment, you'll accept almost anything.
Yeah. 561-381-5800. Call the doctor.
And you'll be very happy. You know what? The proof is always in the pudding. If you could go somewhere and you could be cured the pain and not have to. I mean, to me, thank God I've never had a migraine headache. But I've known people that have had it. It's devastating, and they're always, no matter what they get, it's always going to come back.
Well, guess what, Les? I had those.
Oh, really?
That's how I can devise a treatment for it. Yes.
Well, I also know you diagnosed the brain, and you took the brain apart.
He took his brain apart?
No, not him. He was
No, I never did that. I did go to the anatomy class.
That's what I meant, the anatomy class.
At the medical school, and the professor went with me. We took an hour and a half, and we dissected the area.
I never knew you had bad migraines. Wow.
That caused that. Yeah. I mean, and I got to thinking about it, and, I had a headache, and I said, you know what? There's got to be a place for this. So I got my son involved, and we did the research on that, and that's why we know it works.
Amazing. They're calling on the air.
They're already calling on the air, so...
904.
Yeah, that's a 561-381-5800. Call the doc.
I'll call that later after we're off the air.
Oh, okay.
There you go, Doc.
We were driving the car one day, doctor, and he had like 5 calls. So naturally, I got a little nervous, but he drives very well with one hand writing it down, the other hand. We drove in that little service lane, so no one would bother us. So
He drove by the service
yeah,
road.
we got to take those calls, but that's important for us, right, Doc?
Absolutely.
So everybody, I hope you liked us being here again. I think we have a bye week coming up the first week in October.
I don't know. The schedule is so strange. It's either Saturday or Sunday.
So I'll let you know, and we will let you know to listen to 93.4 so you can always hear when Doc's going to be on. Thank you again, everybody, and have a great weekend. And Doc, again, thank you for giving this information out.
Well, all right. Thanks for
Means a
listening.
lot.
Appreciate it. Thanks for listening.
This has been the Dr. Pinozzo Sports and Medicine Hour with Dr. Anthony Pinozzo. If you spend 5 minutes with Dr. Pinozzo, you'll see he genuinely enjoys helping others. Visit Dr. Pinozzo online at www.paincentersnationwide.com or call him at 561-381-5800. Dr. Pinozzo will consult with you to determine the best solution to your pain needs. 561-381-5800 is the number to call, even if it's just for a second opinion. Join Dr. Pinozzo next week when he brings you more important information on the physics of weight-bearing and engineered concepts for the body.
94.3 Real Radio. WZ